Off with Hollyoaks star Sarah Jayne Dunn. She played Mandy Richardson on the Channel 4 soap Hollyoaks off and on since the show's launch, of course. Well, she's just been sacked by the show because she signed up to adult website OnlyFans. Now, if you're not sure how this works, those who join up can post often sexy pictures like that one, and they can charge a monthly subscription to subscribers. Now, Sarah says being on the site is empowering, but Hollyoaks are reportedly saying that it doesn't fit in with their younger audience. So, Linda, who's right on this?
Oh, do you know what? I don't know what all the fuss is about, to be honest. I mean, it's just what you see on social media every day, doesn't it? And they do, like, wear scantily clad clothes all the time on Hollyoaks. There's often the young blokes and that stripping off and, like, just their trousers or their pants on or whatever. I wouldn't like my girls being on fan only, but OnlyFans or whatever they're called. I wouldn't like my girls to be on there, but I don't see what the big fuss is about. It's only what you see on social media every single day of the week. You can go through Instagram and people are in their swimming costumes or like posing, patting and whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think she should have lost her job over it.
It's interesting because one of the things that Sarah Jayne's talked about where this is concerned is she says obviously back in the day, pictures not dissimilar to what she's posting up on her site are what we would have seen in those lab mags back in the day, which quite a few of the Hollyoaks cast would do. So I think we've got a picture here, like this picture here. This isn't from her site. This is from an FHM shoot back in the day. And you know, her argument where this is concerned is that actually, but you know, Hollyoaks bosses, for instance, you know, quite liked their stars doing things like this because it good exposure.
Well, they made
for
their own calendars with their own stars doing the same thing.
So what is the difference with this then?
There is no difference, is there? It's exactly the same.
Well, maybe it's because she's getting paid for it. You know what broadcasters are like. You know, they don't mind you doing things as long as you're doing it for them. And she's not doing it for them this time. She's getting the money for it. So I don't have a problem with it. I just find this whole OnlyFans thing a little bit weird, and I really didn't know about it until this morning. That's how out of touch I am
all morning.
with the kids.
Really?
Oh. I just don't understand why would you ever have to pay somebody to look at pictures of them in their underwear? Like you say, it's all over social media. You can find them everywhere, and you used to find them in newspapers.
Yeah,
people
but you'd
used
have
to
to buy
a newspaper. Well, or a magazine or whatever. I don't know. You pay for social media in some way, don't you, through being targeted for advertising, so you're still kind of paying. I just don't like the double standards when it comes to the feminist side of the argument, you know, because you get feminists going, yes, but this is empowering. She's choosing to do it. But that's selective as well, because they didn't really stick up for the grid girls when they banned them from Formula One and those girls that march around the boxing thing scantily clad. Do you know what I mean? That was like, oh, that's sexist. No, we're not having that. So, you know, you've got to make your mind up, haven't you?
And Nadja, the feminist argument, that's something you struggle with a bit.
I get really confused with what I think about this from a feminist point of view because, of course, I want women to feel empowered and do whatever they want and make money in whatever way that they choose. But also, I think that these platforms like this and other platforms are open to people that are vulnerable. And I don't believe that it's not always one empowered person's choice. You know, I've seen various bits and pieces recently, films and documentaries on all of this, and often those women don't look very empowered to me. There's usually a boyfriend that's wanting them to do it, so I just worry that in a way it's a sanctioned...
But you've got girls as well. I mean, what if they decided to do it? Because now it's almost like the way the feminists are selling it, it's like this is an option. You don't have to learn anything anymore. You can just pose in your underwear and earn a fortune. And she's obviously earning more from that than doing Hollyoaks, I would guess.
And that would be her choice. So that would be my argument, that would be her choice. But I think it leaves people open. And in an environment at the moment where we're trying to think about all our language around women, and we're thinking about violence against women and sexual harassment around women, what does this feed into? And presume that when Hollyoaks say it doesn't fit our demographic of our audience, the younger audience, maybe they're saying, you know, you can get taken to this site rather than going to your Instagram, and then what else might you see and what might you be open to? And the thing is, with soap operas, you have very strict contracts.
However, from recollection, I know the magazine doesn't exist anymore, but I don't think FHM were for young kids either. But Hollyoaks have given a statement and they say, we take our responsibility to our young audience very seriously, and therefore the show does not allow any Hollyoaks cast members to be active on certain 18-plus websites. We had hoped we could reach a resolution with Sarah that would allow her to remain in her role as Mandy, but we respect her choice to continue to produce content on OnlyFans. So that puts a line underneath that.